Hello, everybody, and all of our SBIC stakeholders and people that just simply love Southern Bible. We are so excited to be on today. We have the pleasure of getting a chance to spend some time with our Vice Chairman, Mr. Angell, who is in partnership with us as we prepare to celebrate not only his time here at Southern Bible as one of our board members, but also a super challenging yet fun time that he's about to have in running a half marathon at the BMW Festival coming up on December the 10th. So we are more than excited about everything that he's got going on. Al is, he's a real Southern Bible guy. Like, this guy is really proven his loyalty and just his belief and his love and his passion for Southern Bible. But we're going to dig in today and ask Al some questions. He has been married to his beautiful bride, Lynn, for 58 years. He has 3 children. He is the proud grandfather of 9 grandchildren. He's a graduate of Harvard College in the year of 63. He's a retired managing partner of Northwestern Mutual and Angell Financial Group from '04. And he's actually a former Addison City Council member. So we're not talking to somebody that's a stranger to hard work, to love, to compassion, and ultimately to service and servitude. So I'm going to start today by talking a little bit with Mr. Al about wanting to know, how did you first get involved with Southern Bible Institute and College?
Interesting story. I knew a friend at church who for many years was teaching there. And so he approached me one day and said, "We're looking for more board members, and I would like to put your hat into the ring and have you considered." And
Wow.
I was very open to that. And I might add that for 31 years, I had a ministry going in South Dallas with a man who was a graduate of Southern Bible. And the Lord saw fit to bring that ministry to an end. So I happened to be available.
Wow.
And I was very open to the opportunity.
Love that. It's so cool how God works like that. It's like when
Yeah.
one thing is ending, he always has something else set up for us. So just as a reminder to those that are listening, you actually joined the board 14 years ago in 2009. And we're just super excited about that. But I want to pick your brain. What are maybe 1 or 2 of the fondest memories that you've had while being a board member at SBIC?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because every time we have a board meeting, I get really excited working with the wonderful people who are on the board.
Mm.
So I can't cite one thing except this, and that is earlier this year, after 5 years of effort on the part of the president and the administration, we sought and were able to obtain accreditation. And that happened in February of this year. That is a big deal. So that would have to overshadow everything else that has happened to me good in those 14 years that I've been involved.
Absolutely. And you're so right. That is a ridiculously awesome milestone. And you're right. Everybody is so excited because of all the work that was put in to seeing that accreditation take place. Tell me this, because those that will get to listen into this, you definitely don't look at it all, but we're letting the world know that you are 84 years old and you are doing this, and hopefully it will encourage someone else to get out and not only run, but also take that step to run for the Lord. But I want to go a little bit deeper and ask, well, what's kind of your typical training routine to prepare for 13.1? Because there's a lot of people listening to this right now shaking their head saying, no way.
Well, it's an interesting question because I'm really behind in my training schedule, and I really need to be running 25 miles a week, but because of injuries, I've been and incurred a number of setbacks over the last year. So I'm just having to make up for lost time. And I will tell you this, that I'm not running any more marathons. I graduated from that about 4 years ago when I
Mhm.
realized that nobody at age 80 or over was running marathons anymore. So I had to
Wow.
find a group where I would fit in. So fortunately, there are a few people who are in their 80s who are still running half marathons. So that's what I'm running.
Yes, we love that. Oh, we're so excited about that. So you said it's been about 4 years since you stopped running the full.
Yep.
Okay, awesome, awesome,
The
awesome.
last one was at my age, 79. So it was actually 5 years ago, wasn't it?
I love it. At 79 was your last marathon. So you are now again embarking upon again December the 10th to run another half marathon. So tell me, and I'm going to ask you two questions, but tell me, what's your favorite part of the race?
Finishing.
Exactly. I was hoping you would say that. So of course, finishing, and tell me, since that's your favorite part of the race, what is it about finishing? What do you feel? What did you sense? Because I'm also a runner, so I can probably relate to some of it. But what are some of those things you sense and you feel when you finish that type of milestone and course?
Well, you go through a mental battle, and I would say that more than half of the battle of running a marathon, or now a half marathon, is staying with it. And so you play a mind game. So all I have to do is keep on imagining the finish line and crossing it and realize why I'm crossing the finish line. And it's, again, for God's glory, to bring glory to Him. So in this case, it's for Southern Bible Institute. And I have to tell you that out of the 28 marathons I've begun, I've finished 26 of them.
Think about you talking about running, but just how parallel it goes with our walk with Christ. Because as you were just saying, you could see the finish line. You had people pacing you. It becomes a mind battle when you get tired. These are the same conversations we have
Yeah.
in our daily walk.
Yes.
It is
And
so
I also have to tell you this, that the shirt that I run with says "Plotter for Christ" on it. And
mm,
so along the way, there are spectators, and they'll say, "What's that all about?" And I remember very well coming down Swiss Avenue, which is just before the 23-mile mark. Some guy came up to me, and by then I was running pretty slow, so he didn't have any trouble keeping up with me. He said, "What's this Plotter for Christ stuff?" And I told him. I told him about the ministry that we had. And the next thing I knew, he reached out to me and had a $20 bill in his hand and gave it to me. And so, interestingly, that's all I really needed to help me finish the course that day. I
that.
might very well have not wanted to finish had that not happened.
Oh, I love that. That is so good. There are things that will happen in the midst of your day that, like you just said, where I may not have thought I could finish that day, but just those little nuggets or something taking place encourages us to get us on to the next
Yeah.
stage. So tell us this. So we have basically developed teams of our SBIC teams, and we have our faculty and staff team. We have our senior leadership team, we have our advisory board team, and then of course we have the board team, the team that you're on as our vice chairman. And so all of us have divided up into teams for us to raise money to support this effort, but ultimately to support Southern Bible in its efforts to serve the community and to serve people in education and Christian
Yeah.
education. So I'd like to know, what would you say to someone that maybe is thinking about giving, but maybe they just haven't made the decision to do it yet? What would you say to somebody to encourage them to take part in this fundraiser?
Yeah. Good. And maybe they haven't even heard about it. And once they hear about it, they say, "Hey, I'm interested in that." I think to be in agreement with the two professors nearly 100 years ago at at Dallas Seminary, who were not pleased that the Dallas Seminary was still segregated. So they went out and they started the school, which later became known as Southern Bible Institute. And I think it's a most worthy effort.
So let me ask this, and I'll get ready to let you go, but I'm so intrigued by this. So, are you a fueler, meaning that throughout, for those that have never been around these long races, just to help them understand that along the way, there was water stations or Gatorade stations or snacks. And some people, they literally pin their snacks on them because they have certain things that do well for them. So what's kind of your routine throughout the race?
I cannot eat, and I don't have
Okay.
breakfast beforehand. One time, I tried getting up at about 4:30 in the morning and having a breakfast, and I was miserably sick. So I go on an empty stomach, and then as people are out in the course giving out snacks and things like that, I make one exception, and that is along Swiss Avenue, which is the last 3 miles. If people are giving out candy kisses, Hershey's, I'll take those. But
I love it.
um,
Southern Bible will be celebrating their centennial in 2027, and we know that comes around very, very quickly. And it
yes.
is a major, major milestone. So I'm absolutely with you on that, on encouraging people to come out and give. So we are encouraging anyone and everyone. This may be your first time hearing something about Southern Bible, but we're encouraging you to get involved. We can break down exactly. You can do a one-time gift of any amount, or you can give per mile. So for instance, I know that Al right now and the board members are going for $100 per mile. I'm with the senior staff. I'm going for $25 per mile. The advisory board is going for, I believe it's $50 a mile, and our staff is going for $10 a mile. So we've made it in increments that is easy to give. You can go online right now to our website. There is a link that will take you right to it. So, Al, we just wanted to say thank you so much for what you are doing. Thank you that you are first running for the glory of God. Thank you for adding us to that as Southern Bible Institute and College. Thank you for your 14 plus years of service to Southern Bible. Thank you for being a servant of the Lord, somebody that is really serious about their walk. And when you took that step, not just running physically, but running spiritually 44 years ago, we know that God is pleased. So we are cheering you on. We are on the countdown, but we know that you're going to do well no matter what. So we encourage everybody to give towards this effort. And so we're going to be checking in with you and wanting to come back and talk with you when it's time after the race and you've recovered, just to really get a good feel of how everything went.